Hello? Okay. Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Wing Wednesday with this guy.
Howard Wing and this guy.
Adam Wing.
Sounding better now, that, isn't it?
Highly commended, Adam
Well,
Wing.
wait a minute, before we go any further, I just want to personally congratulate Mr. Adam Wing for his recent award win as a highly commended, well done sir, at the Wedding Awards a couple of nights ago. That must have been good, were you buzzing?
Yeah, it was wicked, it was good fun.
Saw a few videos online and stuff, you're pretty happy about it?
I've already, and I think a lot of people did, on the night, as soon as I won, I was straight on social media, look at me, I've won an award.
Check me out!
But everyone, I've had over a couple of posts on a couple of different platforms.
Well, you know what, that's it. That's
500 likes and comments.
Well, that's what you should do, innit? You shout about it straight away and
then I
get
had
the
an
buzz.
inquiry the next day. Said, I saw you win last night. Are you free?
It's amazing. I was at a Wedding Awards a few years ago, and the photographer who'd won the national title about 3 years running, every time I spoke to him, I said, what sort of things do you do after you win? Do you change things with your business? And he said he puts an extra £500 on his pricing each award that he's won, and it's not. He's kept getting busier and busier and busier. So it just goes to show that little bit of extra social proof, isn't it? That maybe it does make the difference. So it's worked for him anyway.
Well, just having that accolade just puts you in another level in the couple's eyes, maybe, doesn't it? And that's why he's dearer, because he's got the dear of the year.
Gives them a few more reasons, doesn't it? He's the man. Won all the awards.
It works.
But yeah, well done.
And it's exciting.
Well done.
It's good fun. It's good for networking as well.
A few drinks. Was it a chilled one?
Chillish. I drove, so I was chilled. But there's a few that had fun. A few sore heads, I think.
Ace. And it's good, isn't it, to see your mates? They're all, your wedding pals are at these events, which is always good to have a good chat, network, and say network, just having a banter with your mates, aren't you? It's good.
What a good way to segue into today's topic.
What is the topic?
Is going to be. Well, I thought we could talk about
segue into today's topic. Is that like a new term? Segue.
That's a term. Yeah.
Segue. Is it because it's one of them things you just
a segue?
Roll in.
I don't know. Yeah.
I like it. Let's segue into today's topic.
I think it. So I thought we could talk about working with other suppliers on the actual wedding day. So, because when you turn up, no matter what supplier you are, there's always going to be other suppliers on the day, and very often, sometimes when the couple book, they book based on recommendation, and you'll end up working with a few people you already know, and there's a bit of a team thing going on, which is nice. But a lot of the time, it's just you'll get booked, and there'll be a photographer, there'll be a florist, there'll be and it's how
you get shoehorned together with people. So the wedding that we recently did over at Didsbury House, wasn't it? Christy, she approached me when she booked,
and then she got Johnny, and then she
when she messaged me originally, she said, Howard, I want the team, I want the dream team on my wedding. She quoted it as the dream team, which included me, you, and Johnny, and I think one or two other, my DJ, and she wanted that group of people on there, were not necessarily just one supplier. She wanted that group of suppliers because they know they work well together. And in her eyes, it was the dream team.
I see that a lot in my experience, in our experience. There's a lot of couples like to know that all the suppliers know each other, and they're all getting on the day, and they kind of feel like they've got a whole crew that are working together. And it's not always the case that you know each other so sometimes. And I get asked all the time, have you worked with this? We're thinking of booking this photography. Have you worked with them? Because we're worried about whether you'll get on the day. And it's always cool because I reassure them and say that we'll be fine. But it's how do you approach the other suppliers that are going to be there on the day if you've not met them before, and how do you get that same kind of flow going?
It's great, isn't it, working with people that you know, and it's great when I get that message from a couples that say, look, I want the dream team.
And when you're working with, when we work together and you know all the other suppliers, you do kind of bounce off each other, the day flows a bit better.
I always enjoy my gigs, but I do enjoy it more when there's people on it that I know, especially if I class them as friends. And a lot of my wedding buddies, we are friends, and it's great. I enjoy it a bit more. Get a bit more out of me sometimes, maybe, because I'm just the whole buzz and the vibe is really good, and it's all.
And then I think their guests will see that, or put it on social media. Other brides will see that, and then they'll want the same kind of
same team,
and you get booked on several weddings. But how do you get that when you've not met the suppliers before? How do you kind of put together the same vibe? Because you have
to hope that whoever else they've booked are really good to get on. Obviously to work with and get on with.
The time they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But to answer your question about how do you get that vibe, well, if you don't know them and they don't know you, the obvious answer is maybe get in touch with them or do a bit of research on them, find out who they are. Obviously before the day, and you can get in touch with them. Say, hi, I'm Adam. I'm doing the video. Just want to touch base with you, just to let you know. You're obviously if you talk to like a photographer, you could just say, look, I'm not going to get in your way. This is my style. Just wanted to touch base, say hi, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you and see you on the day.
Yeah, just
some friendly stuff,
like pre-wedding hello message. Can't wait to work with you, kind of, because especially for video photo, we're going to be together most of the day doing the same kind of thing. So I often get messages from photographers saying we've got Thingy's wedding together and wanting to say hello, and likewise I do the same back to photographers. So that's a good tip, from my point of view. And
if you don't know each other as well, it just breaks the ice before the wedding, so it's quite nice. So you turn up on the day and you already feel a little bit friendly. It's cool.
And also, like, you can Facebook them and look at if it's a photographer, I sometimes go and look at the work and see what kind of style they are and go, okay, yeah, they're going to fit. Like, I know what kind of shots they'll be going for. That's great for me, because I don't want to direct anything from my style. So I don't want to. Hopefully, if the photographer has got loads of natural, cool documentary shots on their website or their Facebook page, I know that I'm going to be able to vibe with them on that level, because I do a similar thing.
Yeah, I think it's good you'll be able to. We always say sort of pre-plan the day and find out who those suppliers are, and you should have a list before, certainly after, of every supplier on that wedding.
Well,
be it the wedding dress, get all their details so you can use those details when you're posting about the wedding in the future. So you've already got a decent bit of info. Yeah, I mean, do you do that? Do you have a list? I noticed on the wedding awards when you put a post and you tagged in every other single winner from the Northwest, which I thought was a really good thing, because they're going to see that, and it's networking with those people as well, but it's about a happy and a good vibe. You're sort of congratulating those other winners by posting about it, which on the social media spectrum of things is brilliant.
Yeah, so if it's gone well on the day, and you have worked together and you've brought it all together and you've got the best out of each other for the couple, then like the photographer, I often work with photographers, and the next day they'll be recommending me to some of their other brides.
I've known that. It's great.
So, and I think photographers love a videographer that's kind of relaxed and minimal and not not all this kind of loads of kit, which is fine if you do that, but I think generally photographers prefer the stripped back approach. So very often I speak to photographers and they say, oh, it's great to work with you. I've not worked with anyone quite so minimal before. They're normally like the big crane kind of guys, and I'm going to recommend you. And then sure enough, the next week I'm getting recommendations from. So it's always worth trying to get on as well as you can with the suppliers.
Yeah, I tell you about that sort of Asian wedding I did not long ago, and there was a guy there with a full-on crane, like on wheels, but a proper movie-esque crane. And when they were eating the dinner, he was going in between the tables with this massive crane and like bringing it down, and people thought, what the? It was unbelievable. I'm sure the video is going to be epic.
It'll be a proper Hollywood production.
But my God, I tell you what,
balance, isn't it? Yeah.
It was.
I suppose for you, because when we work with new photographers, and I can kind of be like, well, this is what Howard's going to be doing at this time, so stick with me, you'll be fine. And they get some great shots out of it, so they're going to recommend you just because you're creating great moments for them. You find that happens a lot.
I find I have a love and a hate relationship with photographers and videographers, because
yeah. I know.
Well, we'll go through the bad first. The thing, because they see me, they see my act, they have a look at my stuff online. They know that a lot of those pictures are centred around the wedding breakfast. That's when I perform. And they get some brilliant pictures from that, but they're thinking, shit, that time I'm going to sit out at my dinner, I'm going to have to take pictures of the bloody entertainment.
That's your only time in the day to sit down and eat and have 20 minutes to yourself.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I do get a thanks from them, because they get some really off-the-cuff, in-the-moment kind of shots where people are just totally relaxed, let themselves go, stood up on a chair, dancing away.
Reactions.
Great reaction shots, which none of it is staged, so they get some great shots, but they have to work a little bit harder. So I have a love and hate relationship. But
if you're a supplier, what are you going to do? You're going to sit and go, no, I'm having my coffee, I'm having my break.
No, listen, I had a bride contact me a couple of weeks ago. She said, Howard, we're really disappointed. Our photographer didn't get any shots for you during the dinner. And have you got any stuff? Because I know you've got your GoPro you carry around. We're really missing seeing that vibe and that stuff during the dinner time because the photographer just decided he was going to sit out. Even though we told him we've got an entertainer coming, can you take some shots? He said he didn't. So yeah, you've got to be doing what your bride wants. And why would you not if you're a photographer? There's something going on and people are going crazy in a room and people up dancing and going mad. Some brilliant shots to be had, you know.
Great moments.
But this guy was old school. Was like, no, I don't eat all day. This is my time, you know. And
I can kind of get it.
I do get it.
It's a long day, and you're on your feet, and you do get hungry.
Yeah, but for one, the bride's asked him to take shots of me, and he refused to do it.
Yeah.
And two, maybe a bit of planning. Maybe if it's all about the food, well, maybe get something a bit before.
You're not non-stop all dinner. There's time.
Yeah,
There's
they
time
don't have to be. I mean, my singing set's an hour and a half, an hour and a half. So you can bob in. I always tell new photographers in video, look, if you don't know me, you want to get anything, get my beginning and get my end. You know, you'll get all them good stuff.
You can get 10 minutes either
So
end.
it doesn't take that much more. But for this guy just to sit out and do nothing, the bride wasn't happy at all.
But then you're not going to necessarily remember that photographer and rave about him.
No, because he wasn't doing what he was asked to do. You know,
you're supposed to be shooting for the couple, and like I always make a point of anything that they've paid for, entertainment, string quartets, singers, whatever. Always include that because if they've paid X amount to have it there on their wedding day, they're going to want to see it.
Like with fireworks, isn't it? You guys, oh my God, you've stayed till late 11 o'clock at night, and you're not happy about it, but you do it because it's what's expected, and it's what's going to make a great video.
But it's going the extra mile and providing something a bit extra, just extra value that makes them even more grateful than they would have been.
Yeah,
or
good.
Sometimes it is expected.
Yeah. So this is all about what suppliers and chatting and working together
on the day, because it was when I did that workshop last week. Then I went on Richard Lang's video workshop, and he had a photographer speaking just to give a perspective of what photographers think about video guys, and he was talking about how important it is to kind of connect beforehand and know that you're going to work together on the day for the couple, because the worst thing for a couple is on their wedding day for the suppliers to be like, oh no, you're not, you're like, that's not what I wanted, and it's kind of bickering between each other, and
you want to get on
working together and doing, because the worst case is that the photographer's going to go off and do his thing and the video is going to go and it's going to be separate, and it's just wasting more time for the couple. Mate, away from their day.
I'm not naming any names, but I was on a wedding a couple of years ago, and there was a video team. I'll tell you off camera. The guy who runs this video is renowned for being a bit of an asshole, and he just on the day he pissed me off. He pissed every other supplier off.
I know what you mean.
He pissed the guests off. He set up a full light show for the speeches, like full on lights blasting with the camera right in front, and the speakers were just like, they were so nervous because he had all this dramatic lighting on them and these big microphones on the top table. But he was, and all right, forget that. As a person, he was arrogant. He wasn't good to work with. He wasn't friendly. He thought it was the bee's knees, and he came across. And I'm never going to recommend that guy ever.
No.
He was rude to me. He was rude to people on the day, and he was rude to other suppliers. It's like he was like the bee's knees turned up. It's like I was amazed that people would be like that on a wedding. I'm amazed they're still going, to be honest.
I think I know what you mean.
You will do, yeah.
Because if you make the effort, you're going to get on with the suppliers. You might get recommendations, but it's just better for the couple, better for the day.
But going back from that, when I talked about this, as we all talk in the industry, I told all my wedding friends about this experience that we'd had. Yeah, every single one of them had a similar experience, and all say the same, and saying not good things about this company and this guy. And it's eventually that shit is gonna make a difference to your business,
Well, you can very quickly get a reputation because everyone does know each other.
And this just goes to the truth of the fact that it isn't just always about the work. Sometimes it's about the vibe that person's going to give out of your day
as well, yeah.
and how well they are to work with. And if you get a brilliant video out of it, then everybody's a win-win. But an arsehole on the day and a brilliant video, I'd rather get a really nice guy who's easy to get on with and still get a brilliant video.
I think the couple would as well.
Without a doubt, yeah. So yeah, it's important. It's important working with suppliers.
I think the best way that I would suggest to do it is, because I have a form when they, like 6 weeks before the wedding, I'll send them a form to get some details about the day, and then at the bottom I'll be like, who's your photographer, who's your coordinator, what's your entertainment, who's doing hair and makeup and stuff, and just get details of all those suppliers, so that then you can do the research before the day. You can get in touch with like hair and makeup people. You might want to touch base with them and say, you know, could you possibly put them in a window for, you know, and this might mean nothing to you, but for photo and video, getting some natural light coming through a window and having the bride sat there looks amazing. So rather than pestering the bride on the day when she's already halfway through makeup and being like, oh, can you move? You could get in touch with the makeup person before the day and say, any chance when you turn up tomorrow you could just stick her in a window, and then it's taking the bride and groom out of it.
Done in a
all
friendly
comes
way.
together loads nicer.
Yeah, or even the venue. So I mean, get every detail. The venue, even sort of ringing ahead. I think it shows. It's kind of it's like a professional approach, isn't it? When you ring in the venue first, just to introduce yourself. If you've not worked there, hi, I'm Adam Wing Films. I'm going to be at your venue today. I really can't wait. It looks amazing. Just want to touch base, say hi, and look forward to seeing you the day. Bosh, just little things like that really help.
Turn up in the morning and the photographer's there and be like, oh yeah, we spoke last night, how you doing?
Or the people in the venue, oh, you're Adam, oh, we spoke, great, yeah, ace. It's a nice professional and friendly approach, you know, which is always the way to be doing it.
And then they become, because if it all goes well and you get another gig with them further down the line, and
they
then
become
you
your
friends, and they become your network,
but they become your raving fans, which means they'll tell all other people about it.
And it just all comes together better on the day. The bride and groom have a better experience. You'll inevitably get better photos and videos, and then like you'll perform at your best because you've got, and not that you don't anyway, but it's just that extra 5% that gives you a lift because you're getting on with the suppliers and it's rubbing off on the bride and groom, and it all comes together.
If you're having banter with your suppliers, for me, even before I started singing, if I'm having a banter and a joke with her, it carries through into my performance. You know, I'm in a great mood.
It gives you a bit of a lift, doesn't it?
Of course.
Rather than it just being like, especially if you're like right in the middle of season and you're like, right, another wedding, come on, I've got to get my head in gear, I've got to go through the motions, and as soon as you turn up and you see your mates, you're like, yeah, today's gonna be ace.
It's good. Man, we've been talking about this for a while. 25-minute video.
17.
We'll
call it that.
Yeah, I think that's all right. Yeah, guys, again, any questions about what you think? Suppliers, does it make a difference being ready for them before the day? If not, anything, leave comments below.
Any other topics you want us to cover?
Any other topics? Yeah, we need feel from you guys. Don't forget, do one thing every day to help your business.
I like that. It's a unique catchphrase.
Well, I'm only saying it because it's a bit of a mantra of mine, but somebody picked up on it one of your videos and sent me a message personally saying, Howard, I'm loving watching the videos with you and Adam, they're great, and
here's what I've done.
The little bit about the do one thing every day to help your business, no matter what it is, has been really helpful to me, and that's what I do one thing every day.
That's the big thing, isn't it? It's like you can watch all the YouTube videos in the world, but you've got to take action. So like switch this video off and just maybe write down one thing to do at your next wedding. Put it in the diary. My wedding's next Saturday. I'm going to do it on that day. Try it out.
Bosh.
See you soon on the next one. Thanks.
See you later.
Bye. Like, share. Bye.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell thing. This is what they say on YouTube,
Not
isn't it?
necessarily in that order.
Subscribe, hit the bell.
Oh, yeah, hit the bell to get notifications of new videos. I've never said that before.
I've never hit a bell. Have you ever hit a bell?